It was not easy to turn off a 6-figure per year revenue stream and to shut down relationships with 100 members. But through that pain comes a positive outcome. Yes, sometimes you have to walk away from a good revenue to get a great one. And focus doesn't just improve it gradually, it multiplies them. I'm James Schramko, and I've just had 2 record months in a row, back to back. The highest revenue months in my business for quite some time. And here's what's remarkable about this. I've achieved these results with less complexity, not more. Fewer products, clearer positioning, and total focus. So in the next 20 or so minutes, I'll be showing you exactly how I applied my own 64-4 principle to my business, what I eliminated, what I amplified, and why this approach delivered breakthrough results immediately. This isn't theory. This is what focus actually produces when you have the courage to eliminate the 96% that doesn't matter. So let me start with the principle itself. 64-4 means 64% of your results will come from 4% of your activities. Now, I teach this to clients every week, and it's time to apply this ruthlessly to my own business. So here's what the analysis revealed. I was running 2 membership programs, Connect, which was $59 per month, and Mentor at $1,800 per month. They're completely different customers. There is a little bit of overlap, but mostly not so. Different service levels and different transformation expectations. So Connect had about 3,500 members over the last 16 years. It's had various names and iterations and even different price points since 2009 when I started that program. It was a really great community, a genuine value, but when I applied the 64-4 analysis, a very uncomfortable truth emerged. The math was actually quite brutal, but very clear. At $59 a month, it did require constant community management. I literally logged into this almost every day for the last 16 years, and it had a separate customer service protocol, and it divided my marketing messages for the public. And all the revenue was actually a fraction of what my focused mentor work generates, and also my revenue share deals. So meanwhile, my mentor members at $1,800 per month are getting transformational results that were previously impossible. I mean, the biggest result I've had so far from a client is a $550 million exit. Now, referring other serious entrepreneurs into Mentor has been very exciting. The results they get is actually inspiring me. And the energy that I spent managing Connect just couldn't generate the same sort of results. They do get results, but not the same level. And I can't accelerate the Connect members with the same sort of transformation. So Connect had sort of become part of that 96% of activities that consume a disproportionate energy without driving proportional results. Mentor represented the 4%. Premium transformation, systematic results, complete focus, excitement. And the decision became quite obvious. I'm going to have to eliminate Connect. I had a first pass at it about 3 years ago when I rebranded to my personal brand and I brought everything across to my new platform. I didn't actually promote Connect for an entire year, and the members kept it going. They just didn't leave. It was fascinating. Actually, it's a testimony to the power of recurring income. But when I doubled down on Mentor, my focus generated real force. I was able to develop my own tool sets. I've got Hammond AI assisting me now. And so the elimination decision was a difficult one to handle, but I want to share how I've handled that transition respectfully in case you're in a similar situation, because even once you make the decision, the hard part is actually enacting it. You know, do you lose sleep over it? How are you going to communicate it to people? So for me, I actually announced Connect's closure with 30 days notice. In other words, because I had eliminated annual billing years ago in anticipation of this happening one day, I was able to say your last bill will be the final bill. So whatever you paid last is the last bill when it comes up for renewal. That's when your billing cycle ends, and that's when membership will cease. Clean, simple, professional. I was a little bit tentative about it. I was wondering if people will be upset, sad, angry, happy. And I put a video together and I explained, what's happening, why it's happening, how I got to this point. It was one of the most difficult videos I've ever had to make. I posted it in my community. I sent out the email broadcast and waited. And then what happened was it was just an outpouring of gratitude, of emotion, of expressing how much value members had got, how they always thought this day would come, how they figured they don't understand how I could provide so much value for that price. And that was actually a huge relief for me. To date, not a single negative comment. I even get messages now, even in socials. I had one this morning. Someone sent me a message saying that they've just closed a $1,300 deal, and the highest she's ever charged for anything before was $103, and it's life-changing for her. And I'm just so happy that that could happen. It was a nice way to end. And some members actually converted across to Mentor. I gave all members 1 month to join Mentor before my price rise, and it's now $2,500. They'll be grandfathered on that old rate for the next year at least. So some people have taken that option. In fact, enough people took that option to more than cover the entire income from Connect. And so they get what they needed when they moved on. Some people will stop here and I won't see them again. And that's probably the hardest part. You build relationships with people, in some cases over a decade. They've come to 7, 8, 9 live events. That's what held me in. But at some point, you've got to set your boundaries of where you're going and recognize that business can be seasonal. So I can't serve everybody. I've served people as best I possibly can at that level. But what I noticed was as my tool set got better and my ability to help people got better, the value equation was ridiculous. The market has also fundamentally shifted. When I started Connect 16 years ago, and it used to be called Superfast Results, and then it was Fast Web Formula, and then it was Superfast Business, and then it was Connect. All that time ago, online communities were much rarer. They were forum-based, and there was no Facebook groups back then, just to put a date on that. I mean, that's pretty crazy when you think about it. Premium positioning was easier. I was charging $97, $99, $79, $67. But if you look at today's landscape, you get guys like Hormozy getting together with Sam Ovens, and you've got a proliferation of free school groups. There's obviously a lot of Facebook groups still. There's circle platforms. The low-cost community space has completely commoditized. There's Discord groups. There are WhatsApp groups. So I had a couple of choices, right? I either compete in this crowded market. There's people setting up new free groups who were probably born around the time that I started doing this. And my other option is just to exit that, just don't play in that space and just focus on the part that I'm really good at, that I enjoy the most, where I get the biggest transformations, the premium end, the Ferrari end of the market. Ferrari doesn't make cheap cars. Apple doesn't make price competitive products. They just make premium, well-designed products that the market wants, that gets the result the user wants. So premium brand focus. This made so much sense for me. I came from Mercedes-Benz to focus on premium customers. It's what I know and love and am good at. And so when I did the 64-4 analysis, my Hammond AI is just an unemotional machine, and it gave me a 96% success chance of this being a good idea. I had all this market intelligence, all these strategy models. I've been doing it for all my clients. It's time to turn on myself. And Connect was basically out. Mentor was positioned for that focus. And so the elimination felt a little bit difficult. Walking away from such a legacy is hard. It's like a chapter ending. But even as I age, I'm going through different stages in life where things that used to be interesting or amazing become less so. So I've walked away from an income, of course. I mean, it's a 6-figure income per year that I just turned off. And that's what I think is really hard to do. And I've done this several times in my career. I've turned off perfectly good income streams for the greater good. for the ability to put more focus on something that has more potential. And so this is probably the biggest lesson of all of this. I mean, well over $100,000 annually, just turn it off, like literally go in to Stripe or PayPal and just switch off the subscription. And I'm watching these things untick. Like we're in the last week or so at the time I'm recording this. I'm just seeing people leave, the membership's dropping down to zero. And at the end of the month, I'll go in and I'll delete it. But that will be one of the most cathartic things ever. I can delete an entire forum. That removes an entire usability chunk of my membership. I will remove all of my old event recordings, all of my old monthly AMAs, which I did like 80 in a row. And 64.4 predicted what would happen next. It said that I will recoup that in Mentor and I'll get more focused and it'll be a simpler business. So 3 weeks after doing this, focusing entirely on Mentor, the results are absolutely undeniable. So the last month was the biggest month I've had in a long time. This month, I'm already past a regular month and halfway through it. So 2 record months in a row, highest revenue months for ages, and down because I've just got the Mentor membership growing. I actually had a 65% growth in 3 weeks in that single product when my attention went there, when I talked about it in a podcast, when people discovered how I'm able to help them with my AI tool sets, what sort of results we're achieving, what assets I can deploy for clients. The growth, I mean, it's pretty shocking. But the mental clarity of just having that one thing to focus on. Sure, I've got 6 business partners with my revenue share deals, and I also have a surf brand and a recruitment business, but they've always been there. But I don't have Connect. I don't have to log in every day. I don't have to answer the sort of low-level discussions that I can answer, but they're just not ticking the box anymore. And so there's no more split focus. It's just one membership, one login, get the results. No more managing 2 communities simultaneously. So the marketing message was so much simpler. My team were amazing at deploying this across our stuff. So we updated all the bios. We changed the website navigation to the homepage being Mentor. It just doesn't get simpler than that. Cleaned up the products page. We put new calls to action on YouTube, and in our blog posts, I recorded a new VSL, video sales letter, or explainer on the homepage. We put a new one up on YouTube. And now it's very clear that I provide premium mentoring for serious entrepreneurs. Clear, direct, unconfused. As at right now, the starting point for my programs is $2,500 per month. And that gets me a certain type of client that I love to work with because I know that I can just blow them away. So the member quality has been incredible. The small group calls we have lately are just like next level. I haven't seen this level of buzz for a decade in that group, which was formerly called Silver Circle. Mentor gets the right people who want that transformation. They're not bargain hunters. They engage more with the work. They are appreciative. They get incredible results. They have really strong community dynamics. Some of them are meeting each other in person. They connect with each other as well. It is 64.4 in pure action. Eliminate the 96% of complexity. Amplify the 4% that matters. Results don't just improve, they explode. So the energy I was splitting between those 2 programs is now focused entirely in that Mentor. Better weekly calls, enhanced frameworks, improved member experiences. In fact, also in the last 3 weeks, I've been able to lift my AI game. I think I've done 7 operating system updates on Hammond AI. I have built 3 or 4 apps for partners or members with them. And I've also created agentic workflows for myself that will be going out through to the members as well. And they can do exactly what I do for their business. So that's like premium delivery, but it matches the pricing. I still think I'm at least half what my competitors charge. And that is very sustainable. That means people can stay. It's all in complete alignment. So here's what I think people tend to miss with focus. It really isn't just about time allocation. It's about that cost of switching, that energy multiplication. When you eliminate all of the wrong activities, when you make right moves only, your remaining energy, it doesn't just redirect, it just amplifies. Think about it this way. I had 100 units of energy split between two programs. Let's call it 60-40. Decent performance on both. But after the elimination, I just put all 100 units focused on that mentor, and the effect was incredible. Complete focus. It creates, in sailing, there's this term, apparent wind. It's like you can actually create your own lift once you get to a certain speed. It's like in surfing, when your board starts planing, it gets out of the water and there's less drag and it goes much, much faster. So it's a multiplier effect. And energy compounds when it's not divided. Marketing is the easiest it's ever been in my life. I actually remember going to conferences in America, and people would say, "What do you do?" And it's like, well, I've got an SEO business, a website business, I do affiliate marketing, I've got a low tier membership, I've got a high tier membership, I have a few partnerships, I do one-to-one mentoring. There's so many things. It was ridiculous, really, when I think about it. Now it's much simpler. So no more mixed messaging, premium mentoring for serious entrepreneurs who want systematic transformation, who want to tap into the bleeding edge of what's happening with AI, who want operations simplified. They want simpler systems. For me, I've now got just Stripe. I cut PayPal out of all of this as well. They are a real piece of work, really. I mean, just my opinion, but even after decades of dealing with them and having a perfect record, they still keep asking me for documentation and threatening to close down my funds. I think that's just not a way to deal with people. So I'm back to a simpler billing system. My customer service is very straightforward because I'm literally looking after less than 50 people on this planet, but I'm doing it to the best of my ability. I have one community to manage. And when I say community, it is a sounding board and it is a call schedule and it is playbooks. There's no chat wall. There's no forum for that level, because here's the real situation. Those people, they're not there just to be chatting with everyone else all day. They're not there to be stuck on Facebook all day. They are on a mission. They've got stuff to do. They want my help. They're happy to help each other when we get on the call, but that's it. And my team can focus on this so clearly. We have turned into a content company. When I finish an episode of anything, they take over and do the rest. My role is to help my mentor clients and my partners. Their role is to let people know about it. So it's just much easier. I'm still reveling in how simple this is. It's the simplest iteration of my business that I've ever had. I was carrying a burden. I think all that sunk cost of relationship and all the extra 100 people that I'm looking after, and actually for the vast majority, for about 13 years, it was about 550 people in that community. 550 people that I checked in on every day. And so it's kind of like when your kids grow up and leave home, it's like, wow, there's less to do there. One less community to monitor, one less product to maintain. And so that mental bandwidth thing is significant. So what's been happening to the mentor members while I transitioned? Well, obviously new people arriving. There's a bit of a vibe. There's an engagement increase. I've reallocated time slots to where I serve them. I have 2 time slots in one time zone and 2 time slots in another. I didn't really change anything else structurally, but because I'm focused on it and that's all I do, it's just very easy to do my rounds and to do it well. And when you are completely present, people feel it. I think they're also very excited that this is my focus. They know it. I've been talking about this for ages. I have also been communicating to my Connect level for years that at some point this will have to end. But I'm glad I did it. And the weekly calls are very enthusiastic. I like committing that time in my diary every week. It's not for everybody, but every single week I do those calls live. It's something that can't be replaced with AI. Me as a human talking to other humans is special. It will become more special in 2026 and 2027. And as my tool set improves, the diagnostics, the frameworks, they get sharper and better. The operating systems, my members' transformations are getting better. I just reviewed a webinar that a client of mine did that pulled in 700,000, and my tool set scores it at about 4.5 out of 10. I mean, there is literally millions of dollars sitting in that by just making a few changes. So I'm excited about things like that. And it has created a very positive feedback loop. better results, better testimonials, attract better members, create a better member dynamic, and it's strengthened. So I'm enjoying having that Ferrari level business and dealing, doing track days with my members. People who've joined in this period have noticed it. They say there's something different about it. They can feel it. My longest term member ever, Brenton, he wouldn't mind me mentioning his name. He's showing up for the calls and he's as enthusiastic. He's having the best time ever in business and life. And so those members in Connect who went and made positive comments and expressed gratitude, if you are listening to this, I just want to say thank you for all of the things you've shared and all of the experiences we've had together. I have a lot of gratitude for what we did and I have so much respect for you. Shutting down the membership was not easy, and I hope to see you in Mentor one day. And new members are coming in with, very clear expectations. And this is what's happening when you change your position. You get the people you want, you choose your own adventure, so be careful what you wish for. And here's how you apply 64-4 to your business systematically. The first step is audit everything honestly. So what I did for my own system, I went and got screenshots. I got all of my CSV files of payments, my revenue contribution. I worked out the hourly contribution that I put to it. I looked at how it makes me feel. I look at if people switch from one program to another. I look at where they come from. I look at the market and if it's changed. So looking at all the products, services, activities, customer segments, marketing channels, see if there are things that you can put there. The more data you can put, the better context, the better results. If you're in my program, I'll obviously do this with you. Then you got to ask the hard question. Where's that money coming from? What do you have to do to get it? If you started with a whiteboard today, would you still recreate that or would you do something completely different? And that's probably one of the biggest lessons. I've been reworking client stuff, but then the second question I asked is if we were to start this from scratch, from first principles, what would we build? And often it's not the same thing at all. That's where you get this huge aha innovation. So where is your energy coming from? And this is where I'm noticing members. I'm saying to them, pay attention to your body. When you feel dragged or your gut screaming at you. And I have 5 clients at the moment who are setting new boundaries. They are not working for KED clients. They are not accepting scope creep. They are not continuing business models that drain them and sap the lifeblood out of them. And we're doing new things. And I think this is why people fear this analysis, because you might discover pain. It was not easy to turn off a 6-figure per year revenue stream and to shut down relationships with 100 members. But through that pain comes a positive outcome. And actually, some of those people who have been maybe procrastinating or just drifting, and I say that with love and respect, because what I did notice is once I gave notice, that deadline put a fire under them. Oh, could you help me with my offer? Could you help me with some emails? Could you help me with social media posts? Could you help me with my strategy? I'm like, yes, and I always could have. But now you're asking, some of them got an entire campaign within the last few days of membership, and it's almost tragic, but that deadline made the difference. And so that's the difference I notice. When you're paying more for Mentor, that fire is there already. So sometimes you've got good products that you should get rid of so that you're not diluting your positioning and your energy so that you can focus on the good stuff. Good customers could become great customers. And the people who have come across from Connect to Mentor, they're going to have profound experiences like Jesse. Jesse was in Connect before he came across. He said to me today, he's had the best 3 months ever. He's made a big change for his family. He really appreciates and admires this new way of doing things. He loves it. And I've learned through this process not to be stuck in your ways, not to be that old expert era of you think you know everything. I mean, the tool, it doesn't have emotion. It said you should stop doing Connect. So sometimes to create the space for the next thing, you have to stop doing something. Your business probably has products or product lines or services that are the equivalent to what I had with Connect. Really decent, doing quite well, but taking away. So imagine when people were looking at me before, it must have been a bit confusing because I've got Ferrari products and I've got Toyota level products. Well, now it's not confusing anymore. Everything serves that simple goal. My team know it and I know it. Even when I'm using my tool, it's like, will this create mentor members? Yes or no? If it's no, we don't do it. If it's yes, we do it. So the elimination process requires courage. It is a discipline. My team right now, as of today, because we had a team meeting, they are deleting our old archived assets from years ago and other business models we had. We're just deleting it. We used to have software as a service. We used to have an SEO business. I'm making sure we don't store any of those old files anymore. Yes, sometimes you have to walk away from a good revenue to get a great one. And focus doesn't just improve it gradually, it multiplies them. So premium positioning requires premium commitment. You can't serve everyone well. Stop trying to serve everyone. Just pick the best people, the absolute ideal people you've ever dealt with before, and zoom in on them. And this decision is basically something that my clients will also share in. Your business has complexity that is costing you potential. Products dilute your messages, service divides your energy, and customer segments that confuse your positioning. 64-4 focuses you on what matters, and it also reveals what doesn't. If you want help applying this to your business, identifying what to eliminate, what to amplify, if you want a bit of courage and support to actually do it, to set boundaries, to eliminate bad clients, to kill off bad business models, to find brand new ones, that's exactly what I do in Mentor. I will apply that systematic analysis, the exact same process I went through for your products, services, activities, energy. I have a fully customized diagnostic process. The outcome will be unique to you. No other person on the planet will get the same output. And that's where my program is so different, because I'm not pushing you through some cookie cutter. I'm not going to dazzle you with a colorful crayon display with 100 other people sitting on a call. It's much more intimate. This is business optimization. It is lifestyle design. And we can create a business that works harder than you do while delivering the transformation you're looking for. So if you want me to walk you through that, then get on board with Mentor. I look forward to seeing you. All the details are at jamesschramko.com on the homepage.
This is James Schramko.